SSLs. My name is Jean Wamahoro, Professor of Physics at the University of Rwanda College of Education. I'm also a facilitator for the Continuous Professional Development Certificate in Educational Mentoring and Coaching for STEM Teachers, a project of the University of Rwanda College of Education in partnership with Rwanda Education Board and VVOB. Dear SSLs, as you know, and for most of us as STEM teachers, the most difficult issues we face is how to meet the needs of so many students with large differences in terms of what they currently know, what they can do, their motivation, and their personalities. In the previous presentation, you have been discussing what you should do to make your lesson gender responsive. A gender responsive pedagogy should cater for all learning differences and the needs of learners. In this presentation, we are going to go through inclusive education and how you can apply it in STEM teaching. By referring to daily teaching practices, how do you define inclusive education? For example, how do you differentiate it with special need education as identified by the competency-based curriculum framework? I know any one of you implement inclusive education in her or his daily teaching practice. What I can tell you is that as teachers, you are called to identify students who are struggling and adjust the learning environment to better enable them to learn. In brief, inclusive education is about treating all learners individually, making sure that all learners can learn, and this is therefore much broader than special need education, which is specifically focused on learning with disabilities. I believe now you understand clearly what inclusive education is. Next, let us briefly discuss the components of inclusive education. We all often think about inclusive education as just getting all learners to the school and make sure that they are present at school. This is okay. Inclusive education must be extended to equal participation and equal achievement. By equal presence, it means it is compulsory for you teachers to do daily attendance checks of all learners for any attendance issues either related to sex, disability, or any other reason. You have to talk to parents through school general meeting. 2, for equal participation, teachers should make sure that all learners are participating actively and are given a chance to lead in a classroom activity, in a classroom discussion, and in different clubs. Finally, it is important that not only teachers, but also parents and school leadership ensure that there are no systematic gaps in achievement and that all learners can achieve according to their potential. After highlighting the component of inclusive education, let us now discuss a strategy which can help you make your lessons more inclusive, and this is called differentiation. In order to better understand the differentiation in teaching, let us briefly reflect on the following learning situation. Assume that you are a mathematics teacher in Senior 1, but you notice that some learners demonstrate knowledge gaps in fraction that they should have learned in P6 or P5. What would you do? What would you do? This is just an example, but I'm sure you always encounter similar differences among your learners, especially in STEM subject. In this case, you have to implement differentiation. Differentiation in teaching is about giving all learners the support they need to learn, and it is your obligation as a teacher to ensure all learners in class achieve learning outcomes. For example, on this picture, the goal for all the children is to be able to catch the fruit from the tree. But you can see clearly that the shortest child might need 3 times of support needed by the tallest one. This means that some learners need more different support than others. You will therefore try all means to remove all barriers that may hinder achieving same learning objectives for all your learners. Before we continue with our topic of inclusiveness, let us do a short quiz activity about differentiation.